All right, thank you everybody for joining me. Jeet Kune on Monday, May 4th. We'll just bow ourselves back in as we like to do. Chinese, Filipino, Thai, Indonesian, French and Dog Brothers, Japanese. So would everybody just put themselves in a right lead, please? Everybody, and just trust me, we're gonna work all sides. We're gonna get bilateralism going. Just doesn't matter if you're left-handed, right-handed, just follow along with what I'm asking you to do at any given moment. Okay, so triple jab. 1, 2, 3. Jab, cross, jab. Jab, cross, jab. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, body hook. Jab, cross, body hook. Jab, cross, lead uppercut. Make sure you dip your elevation so your uppercut comes off your face, please. Jab, cross, uppercut. Okay, that's one of my pet peeves when I teach adults or children is when people uppercut, they open this. Unless you're some kind of a boxing specialist and that's some kind of a gambit or something, it's better for you if you don't do that, okay? Jab, cross, overhand. Jab, cross, lead overhand. And then jab, cross, lead hammer fist. Jab, cross, lead hammer fist. Okay. And that's what it's an example of what I like to call forced exploration. I'm forcing you to explore both the lead overhand and the lead hammer fist. The hammer fist is a little bit more Ponantukan-esque, but it is what it is. Now everybody go left lead. Triple jab. Jab, cross, jab. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, body hook. Jab, cross, lead uppercut. Jab, cross, lead overhand. Jab, cross, overhand. Jab, cross, lead hammer fist. Jab, cross, lead hammer fist. Okay, good. Go back to a right lead. This is really simple, this next family of drills. Cross, X, cross. So in place of X, I know sometimes people don't like math notation, but most people know what I'm talking about. All of our boxing tools that are not the cross, we're not going to throw triple cross. It's just too slow. So cross, jab, cross. Everybody throw cross, jab, cross. Cross, hook, cross. Cross, hook, cross. Cross, body hook, cross. Cross, body hook, cross. Cross, lead uppercut, cross. Cross, lead uppercut, cross. Cross, lead overhand, cross. Cross, lead hammer fist, cross. Change your lead. Cross, jab, cross. Cross, hook, cross. Cross, body hook, cross. Cross, lead uppercut, cross. Cross, lead overhand, cross. Cross, lead hammer fist, cross. Change your lead again. Lead uppercut, rear uppercut, hook. Lead uppercut, rear uppercut, hook. Rear uppercut, lead uppercut, cross. Rear uppercut, lead uppercut, cross. Starting with your rear hand. Overhand, uppercut, overhand. Overhand, uppercut, overhand. Starting with your rear hand, hammer fist, uppercut, hammer fist. Hammer fist, uppercut, hammer fist. Change your lead. Lead uppercut, rear uppercut, hook. Lead uppercut, rear uppercut, hook. Rear uppercut, lead uppercut, cross. Rear uppercut, lead uppercut, cross. Rear hand starts and finishes. Overhand, uppercut, overhand. Overhand, uppercut, overhand. Hammer fist, uppercut, hammer fist. The rear starts and finishes. Hammer fist, uppercut, hammer fist. Okay, good. Now, go back to your right lead. I don't care what elevation you do the kicks at. I really don't. I'm just going to give you two things to think about. Your now techs You can slide kick or pendulum, right? That's my pendulum. Or you can just lean back and throw. What I want you to avoid is stepping because it's telegraphic. Either lean back, let it fly. It's got a little bit more of SWAT energy-ish when you do that, or pendulum. Like we have the slide step footwork. When you pendulum, it's slide kick. But stick with those. Okay. So roundhouse kick or now tech sandwich series. Starts with a roundhouse kick, ends with a roundhouse kick. What's in the middle is punching or upper body tools. So number one, kick, cross, hook, cross, kick. Go. Kick, cross, hook, cross, kick. Okay. Now I have a pretty high level group in front of me. What I like about the first three, there's only a one punch difference. It's only the middle punch that changes. Number two, kick, cross, body hook, cross, kick. Go. Kick, cross, body hook, cross, kick. Number three, cross, uppercut, cross in between the kicks. Go. Kick, cross, uppercut, cross, kick. Change your lead. Okay? Cross, hook, cross in between the kicks was number one. Go. Cross, body hook, cross was in between the kicks for two. Go. Cross, uppercut, cross was in between the kicks for three. Go. Go back to the opposite lead when you're done. Okay, number four, you get a choice. Either overhand, uppercut, overhand, or hammer fist, uppercut, hammer fist in between the kicks. Go. Five is the only one where one side is going to go 2 times in a row. Cross, body hook, head hook, cross in between the kicks. Give it a try. Kick, cross, body hook, head hook, cross, finish with a kick. 6, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross in between the kicks. Give it a shot. Kick, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross, kick. Change your lead. Overhand, uppercut, overhand, or hammer fist, uppercut, hammer fist. Start and finish with the rear side. It's your choice. Give it a shot. Kick. Five, cross, body hook, head hook, cross in between the kicks. Give it a shot. Go. Very nice. 6, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross in between the kicks. Go. Good. Okay, 7. Go back to your right lead. Number 7. Or go back to the other lead that we started in. Think it's the right lead? Okay. Cross, lead elbow, rear elbow, lead knee, rear knee. In between the kicks. A couple of notes on this. You don't, hopefully, you don't box like this. I mean, everybody here, you're too good to do something like, you don't jab like this. Okay? So if you don't jab like that with this down here, why would you elbow, which is closer and more dangerous, and drop this hand? Okay? I used to force my students to learn the World Thai Boxing Association cover, but what have your hands up. So if you want to do it like this and like this, I'm fine with that. If you want to do, it's hard for me now because it changed so many years ago. If you want to do the old World Thai Boxing Association cover, you can do that. If you want to do the current World Thai Boxing Association cover, you can do that. Just don't drop this, because think about how close you have to be. Even everybody with longer arms than me, which is probably all of you, okay? When you're in elbow range, they're in elbow range. It's close. Cover. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves in all of martial arts. People throw elbows and they just drop this other hand. You're being really assumptive. I mean, elbows are nasty. You might be right. You might end the fight, but I want structure. I want insurance. So have that up. A quick note on the knees. These knees, you're just leaning back and kneeing into the groin. It's not like a full-on Thai boxing style knee. So kick, cross, lead elbow, lead knee, rear knee, kick. That's the combo. Everybody just play with that a few times on your own pace. Kick, cross, lead elbow, lead knee, rear knee, kick. Okay, very nice. Change leads. Kick, cross, lead elbow, lead knee, rear knee, kick. Try it a few times. Lead now tech, cross, lead elbow, lead knee, rear knee, kick. Good job. Okay, time. Relax. Very nice. So let's go over a couple of things that are important. I call this, and I call this for kids and adults, the roundhouse kick sandwich series. Usually with kids, I'll say roundhouse kick. With adults, I'll say roundhouse kick or now tech. Okay? Why do I say sandwich series? Because everybody knows what a sandwich is. And maybe it's hokey, but you'll remember it. The top piece of bread is a lead roundhouse kick. The bottom piece of bread is a lead roundhouse kick. And then for each of the 7, you've just got to remember what goes in the middle, which for 6 out of those 7, it's only boxing tools. 7 is the only one where we have knees. So number 1, cross hook cross. Number 2, cross body hook cross. Number 3, cross uppercut cross. Number 4, overhand uppercut overhand, or you can throw hammer fist, your choice. Number 5, cross body hook head hook cross. Number 6, cross uppercut hook cross. And 7, cross lead elbow, lead knee, rear knee. And at this point, I'm only naming the tools that are in between the kicks, because you already know you're starting and stopping with a kick. Now, this is I'm recording this class. It's gonna go out on YouTube, so it's gonna be public. The reason I'm prefacing it that way, you will hear from some first gen Inosanto JKD instructors, well, we didn't have any of these series when Guru Dan or Sifu Dan was in the backyard. Yes, it was different. He invented them subsequent to having larger numbers and a big instructors association and a big school, and things changed. Things look different if you're teaching 3 dedicated people versus if you're teaching a class of 20 people. It's just, it is what it is. That being said, I've seen Yori Nakamura on the floor at the Inosanto Academy warming up with this material. I've seen Salem Asli at the Inosanto Academy warming up with this material. I've seen Damon Caro, I always forget what I think it's Caro, Sifu Damon at the Inosanto Academy warming up. I can go on and on and on and on with the list of amazing Inosanto lineage people that I've seen do this material at the Inosanto Academy. Okay, Bruce Lee was an amazing person. I have no doubt we would not be doing all of this if he hadn't had the influence on Sifu Dan that he did. That being said, he's not alive anymore. He died 5 years before I was born. Am I trying to take anything away from him? Absolutely not, because I can't. He's Bruce Lee. He's going to be an icon forever, okay? That being said, we're coming up on the 50th, 50, in a few years, anniversary of his passing, okay? Some things have changed. I don't want to upset anybody. In my curriculum, most of the population is right-handed. We start our basics with the dominant side forward, which is traditional JKD. In the very second level, we put the other side in front, because in JKD, you're also supposed to be striving for functionality and bilateralism and dissolving your dependence on, oh, I'm going to do my JKD, great, let me get in a right lead because I do my JKD in a right lead. No. It just, boom, like the fight starts and you go, and you're supposed to have a structure. So certainly it's good to get in a Baizhong, and it's good to work that, and it's good to formalize all of that, but we're supposed to dissolve the dependence on the training structures, okay? So that being said, we're now gonna go to something that's a little bit more traditional JKD, even though I just said all of that, but I'm gonna explain why. So everybody put your dominant side in front. Most of us, will be in a right lead. If you're legitimately left-handed, get in a left lead. Okay, so your straight lead is different than a jab. Most people express their straight lead vertically. Some people really don't like that. They always prefer to do most of their punching palm down, traditional Western boxing style. Your Baizhong stance is supposed to be up off your rear heel, as relaxed in this posture as you can get, ready to spring forward. That part is based on fencing. Okay, so one of the rare things that all factions of JKD agree on, you gotta have Western boxing, you gotta have some Wing Chun basics, and fencing theory plays a role. All right, but be that as it may, let's move beyond this. Now, when this straight lead expresses itself, I turn my chest out because it gives me more pop and more power. Now, what's really hard about this, your fist, the tool, is supposed to be moving before your feet. Okay, I've done a lot of different work and a lot of different arts on this theory, not just JKD. Most people think of this simultaneous, and that's not it. This tool is supposed to move first before footwork. Okay, so different groups have different ways of bringing this out of you. So I'll give you some generalities and I'll let you kind of express it towards the screen. And then I'll kind of base my feedback on what I see. Please just note, this is a really it's like poker. It seems very simple on the surface. There's a lot to this, all right? So number one, how do you generate as much power with that tool as possible? So even though it's a lead straight punch, a good straight lead is really supposed to have like knockout power. Next thing I want, so everybody take a lead. Don't wait for me to cue you. Like pick your spot and throw and just start exploring how that feels. Get a few reps. And I know it's hard because you're all doing it in the air. Okay, it's really nice if you can have, some of you might be able to do this, you know, one person holding a focus mitt, and then you can really explore like digging into that. But if you're by yourself and you're in the air, just start getting a few reps. And for this tool, make sure you're not up here now. Okay, so that's I know why you're doing that. Drop this fist a little bit so your knuckles are forward and just explore with bursting, right? Complete, and you want to be completely relaxed. I know how hard that is to do. And then just spring into it. Everybody give it a few reps. Give it a try. All right. And if you're training in Tim Tackett's group, they'll let Sifu Tim's group, they'll almost let this hand go completely relaxed because they want to really come in and spring that. And what you might also encounter from Sifu Tim's group is the hammer principle. I've always found the hammer principle a little bit difficult, which is your knuckles start up, they lower, and the moment they're in line, you're going to thrust that forward. Like you touch a tripwire, boom, and then explode into the technique. Mindset-wise, imagine you've got one beat to try to put that person down, knock them out, hit them so hard they fall on their rear end, and the conflict is over, okay? Now, other things to start playing with that I've observed over the years. Are you consistently prepping? If you are, you should stop. So what do I mean by that? 1, 2, 3, throw. 1, 2, 3, throw. That's consistently prepping. Break that up. Settle into motionlessness. Don't think about the technique. Find your balance with your feet. Pick some random spot to burst. Try not to even think about the straight lead. Just get your feet right. Left heel is up. Pretty nice. Left heel is up. Settle into your footwork. Try not to bounce, because usually when you bounce, you have a rhythm. 1, 2 bounces and I shoot. 1, 2 bounces. You don't want any, eliminate all patterns. Just settle, relax, fire. Settle again. Wait longer or not. Burst. Try to have your hand move first, followed by your feet. All right, couple more reps. And most of you are on your own, which is fine. Here, give me 1 second here. If you had a training partner, or in the future when you have a training partner available to you, I'll show you some things that you can do. So you start, one person's just holding, and the other person is just slightly out of range, and they're just working on, boom, entering with as much power, non-telegraphically as possible. Try to have your hand lead before your footwork, your hands going in first. I know how hard that is. Let me say that again, okay? I know how hard this is. When they teach this in Sifu Tim Tackett's group, they always teach it with the mindset like, we've been doing this for decades. We don't think we've mastered it. Like it's such a challenging thing. Like we're going to refine this for the rest of our lives. So don't get frustrated. Especially if you have a prior martial arts background, because your ego starts like, this is only one beat. Like, what's wrong? I do multi-beat movements all the time. Don't go there. Just relax, enter, okay? Try to have that hand go first, followed by your feet a split second after. I'm just taking a look at everybody. So first training modality is just, if you had a partner, or for gentlemen later when you have a partner available to you, just your partner's just there, just holding, just so you get a sense of actually like being able to hit something. All right. And when you're holding, and I know most of you can't hold right now, you don't have anybody to work with, very important to not let your mind zone out. Like you watching that person. Yeah, not only for injury's sake, that's really important too, but just observing that person, observing their preparation. Like I said, I mean, these are over years of working on this. Like these are the most constant things that I see. Consistent preparation, boom, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, I stop and I throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, I stop and I throw. Break that up. You don't want anything consistent, because that's a pattern that you're getting dependent on. Or even I move around and then I stop, and right when I stop, I throw. I move around a little bit, right when I stop, I throw. That's a pattern. Break it. What else do I see? Okay. Like inhalation. Oh, I'm getting ready to do a straight lead. This Bruce Lee stuff here. I got the whole weight of martial arts on. Let it go. Don't do all of that. Relax and throw. I see that a lot. Like inhalation or preparation, that's telegraphic. Okay. And then the legs move before the hand. And I know how hard that is. That's the other thing I'm going to keep saying. Even though I'm teaching this class right now on Zoom online, and in the future, you might come and train face-to-face with me if that's a possibility, I'm still presenting this, the straight lead, as something that's really hard to do and something that I work on all the time, okay? So pure relaxation, visualization, punching through your target, and then just kind of letting it go, all right? And it's hard right now because you're working by yourselves. The other evolution of this, once your partner just kind of lets you work on it on the focus mitt, they move slightly more out of range, like not like here in comparison to where the laptop is, but maybe like right here, okay? Based on where my laptop is, if you were an actual you know, person, you were yourself standing in my living room, this focus mitt would be slightly out of range. And in this version of the drill, once you kind of get the structural basics down, what your holder does is whenever they get a sense that you're going, they slap their leg. And your goal is to come in and hit that mitt before they get a chance to slap their leg. And that's a really effective way of evolving this. And it's fun. And it gamifies this because, again, on the surface, this is so simple. It's one beat. How many years have we, everybody here, how many years have you been throwing straight punches with your right hand? Probably a lot. I have too. It shouldn't be that hard, but it is. Pure relaxation, elbow in. That's kind of like a Wing Chun thing. That's another thing I picked up from Sifu Tim. This elbow's got to be in. Even if this hand is kind of dead, the elbow can't be here. The elbow's got to be on center line because it's that elbow firing from center line that really gives you a lot of your power. Okay, now if you're stuck at home with any kind of a heavy bag or a bob dummy or anything like this, like that, that's a great thing. I had a bob dummy in my academy up until moving back to my living room here. And it was a loaner from a business associate. I love working my straight lead on my bob dummy or a fixed target. Doesn't have to be a bob. It could be a heavy bag. It could be a Wing Chun dummy with padding on it. We don't want to do it on the wood, but with padding on it. One of those striking pads, that would work. Stationary objects that you can work that burst on, very, very good. Now, that's looking at the straight lead as SDA, single direct attack. In the same way, and I skip this with all of you because I know you already know it. If I spend however many minutes teaching the jab properly and then the cross properly by itself, so that I'm learning how to throw like one solid jab, that's the first way of attack in Jeet Kune Do. That's SDA, single direct attack. Okay, so that's kind of how we're looking at our straight lead as an SDA right now, as a single direct attack. When we started the class, I went right into the next way of method of attack of JKD that I teach, which is ABC, attack by combination, because we went right to boxing 3 counts. So when we take multiple SDAs and string them together, we call that ABC, attack by combination. So let's experiment here now with some options for ABC with our straight lead. And I'm going to stipulate doing this in the air might be a little bit challenging, so don't hurt yourselves, but it is what it is. It's better than not training, okay? So if we now tech with either of the two ways that we were looking at, I prefer the pendulum. So I pendulum into my straight lead. Try that, okay? So this is very basic. Pendulum roundhouse kick, fire that straight lead, okay? Keep this hand fixed. Don't kick and drop this, right? That does you no good. Keep this hand fixed, keep that elbow in place. Fire that right into that straight lead. So you have that as a now tech. Okay, good. So roundhouse kick would be now tech. Next one, only minor difference. Juk tech, so it's a low side kick. So the low side kick, same methodology. Lean back and throw it, or pendulum. into, and then we're gonna throw that straight lead. So this one, I prefer the lean back, and then boom, I'm gonna come into that straight lead. So try that a few times. Juk tech, straight lead. Nice. Juk tech into that straight lead. All right, very nice. Jeet tech, front kick. So again, I can just lean back and throw, or I can pendulum. It's a front kick, right? If I'm barefoot, I'm probably kicking with the ball of my foot. If I have shoes on, I can kick with my toe. But then I'm gonna come right into my straight lead. Okay, so experiment with that. Roundhouse kick, side kick, front kick, all with the lead foot. Now tech, juk tech, jig tech, all to that straight lead. All right, so now you have gravity helping you, right? As you, because you, whatever shape that kick takes, it's got to set back down into a right lead. So you use that setting it back down to assist with that straight lead. Okay, last one. We are running out of time a little bit. This one's awkward, but you got to put the time into it. Lean. I want you to lean into your lead oblique kick. Right there, literally that, lean, boom. Imagine that with sneakers. It's very unimpressive in its current state, me with socks on mats. You lean, you blast into the shins with that right foot oblique, and you uncork. You have this kind of twist, and then you uncork out of that twist and let that straight lead fly. So the kick's a little awkward, but if you're doing it properly, that kick really loads that straight lead. And that kick with sneakers will be nasty. Because getting hit in the shins is bad. It hurt. Lots of nerve clusters there, even with sneakers. You could really just bury that, bam, and then come in to that straight lead. Yeah. Little bit of curvature. Keep your hands up. That's the biggest mistake I see with all these. People like drop their hand. No, you're going to get knocked out. Lean and then come into it. Don't be afraid to let your body lean. If the uppercut's the same way. Don't worry about that split second when you lower your body. That's better than this. So here, don't worry about that moment. That half second of leaning, just express that kick, boom, and then fire that straight lead. Remember, the straight lead's supposed to be like a knockout punch. That's the energy. So I want to blast the shins, get them thinking about the low line, and then come in with that big old shot on the high line. Okay, so you have roundhouse kick, straight lead, side kick, straight lead, front kick, straight lead, lead, oblique kick. Right, now tech, juk tech, jig tech. I never remember the I know there's Cantonese, I think, for that kick. I don't remember it. So lead oblique kick, okay? So this class, we very much started off contemporary Inosanto curriculum, JKD kickboxing, modality. Then we kind of, despite everything I said, and again, I hope I was clear, not trying to take anything away from Bruce Lee. There was a time period right after I got my instructorship in JKD where I was almost like, I don't know if I want this. Things are such a mess. There's so much factioning. There's so much arguing. Like, I don't know if I'm better off just being an FMA instructor, right? But as the years have gone on, it's gotten really important to me. And really important to me that the various factions of JKD, as much as possible, get a sense of what's really going on and where everybody's at. So, I mean, I'll just end with this. You know, the last 2 years, we've had the Junfan Gung Fu Institute of Seattle, that's Sigung Taki Kimura's organization. They've had annual instructor conferences, and I started going out there, not, you know, this March, before everything shut down, was the last one, but the March before that of 2019 was the very first one. I was really nervous, I'll be honest, going out there, because I didn't know if it was going to be original JKD versus concepts versus, and I hate all that. And I've gotten very lucky. It's really developed into a nice community of people. Like, I'm fully planning on going back next year. I really look forward to it and seeing all those people. Sigung Taki is 96. He turns, they have the conference around his birthday. They do that on purpose. So, I mean, the reality is he's doing more observation, and his son, Sifu Andy, is doing the bulk of the instruction. But the cool part has been training with them has validated a lot of my training through Sifu Inosanto. It's like, oh, good, they do that a similar way too. Or if they do it differently, it's not so radically different that it like throws my whole worldview out of order. And so, I mean, now being certified by the 2 organizations that have people living in them that were certified as instructors by Bruce Lee, the only 2 living people for whom that's true is, you know, Sifu Dan and Sigung Taki. JKD is very important to me. So I'm very happy to admit where I got stuff from and where I've made changes, and maybe only 10 or 15% of what I teach is straight, like exact the way that Bruce Lee was doing it. And I'm fine admitting that. And like, why were those changes made, Bryan? Do you think you know more than Bruce Lee? No. A lot of those changes were made for reasons that I mentioned, like in the subsequent almost 50 years since Bruce Lee passed away, you know, Sifu Dan has learned a few things, and he's made some modifications as his practice has gotten bigger and changed, and as he's learned more. And then we have things like, you know, and I'll end on this, everybody, because I know I'm over time. You know, I'm a Black Sash full instructor now in Wing Chun under Sifu Francis Fong. Do you need to be crazy like me and go complete the Wing Chun system to study JKD? No, you don't. I just happen to really love Wing Chun trapping. It's one of the things that got me involved in this lineage in the first place. And I was always really curious about that. So like last week, when we were going really in depth into my trapping progression is just that. It's from me. Like, did I invent the techniques? No. Did I put them together into the particular progression in the curriculum in which I teach them? Yes, I did. Does that come straight from Bruce Lee? Absolutely not. Am I saying I know more than Bruce Lee did about trapping? Absolutely not. What I am saying, though, is that as the decades go by, the art has to evolve, and its instructors have to evolve it, okay? So there's a lot of fighting in JKD circles, and one of my major goals is to eliminate that. I have a standardized curriculum now that's fully written, fully put on video, every single requirement. That was always the dream. Am I saying that I am the light and the way and the alpha and the omega as far as JKD? Absolutely not. But I mean, this is 17 years, you know, we'll be coming up on 2 decades fairly soon here, as far as my exploration of JKD, and it's important to me. And so there you go. All right, thanks for listening to me ramble. Chinese, Filipino, Thai, Indonesian, French and Dog Brothers, and Japanese. Once again, please make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel because I'm going to upload these right away. Stoops, OMALC.com if you have any interest in formalizing your distance learning from me. Otherwise, see you all on Wednesday. Thanks for